Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night with a cramp so strong it felt like your leg was going to split in half? And what's worse, it's been happening more and more often, hasn't it? Meanwhile, climbing stairs that used to be easy now leaves you out of breath and with shaky legs. Well, you should know there's a very simple explanation for that. And even more importantly, there's a solution that's literally within your reach. Today, I'm going to share with you 3 nutrients that can completely transform the health of your legs. They're not expensive medicines or complicated treatments. They're nutrients our body needs, but that we often don't get in the right amounts. What's interesting is that these nutrients work together, like a team. Each has a specific function, but when combined, they create a powerful effect that can bring back that feeling of strength and lightness in your legs that you had years ago. Let's start with the most important one. Magnesium. You know, magnesium is like the boss of the muscles. Without it, your muscles just can't relax properly. That's why cramps happen. The muscle contracts and can't let go. Imagine a clenched fist that can't open. That's exactly what happens with the muscle in your leg when there's a lack of magnesium. Our body uses magnesium in more than 300 different processes, and most of them have to do with muscles and nerves. When you have enough magnesium, it's like every muscle fiber knows exactly when to contract and when to relax. It's a perfect dance. But here's the problem. Today's foods have much less magnesium than they used to. The soil is poorer. And even when we eat well, we often don't get the amount we need. Especially after the age of 50, when our body absorbs fewer nutrients. And there's more. There are several everyday things that steal magnesium from our bodies. Stress is one of the biggest thieves. When we are tense or worried, our body uses up magnesium more quickly. Sugar is also a villain. Every time we eat sweets or refined carbohydrates, the body needs to use magnesium to process that glucose. Even some common medications can lower our magnesium levels. Diuretics, which many people take for high blood pressure, make us lose magnesium through urine. Antacids can also interfere with absorption. If you take any of these, it's worth talking to your doctor about supplementation. The signs that you might need more magnesium are quite clear: nighttime cramps, tense muscles, leg fatigue, and difficulty relaxing at night. Sounds familiar, but there are other signs too: twitching eyelids, frequent headaches, trouble sleeping, and even that irritability that sometimes shows up out of nowhere. One interesting thing about magnesium is that there are different types, and each one has its own advantages. Chelated magnesium is excellent for muscles because it's well absorbed. Glycinate is gentler on the stomach and helps with sleep. Magnesium oxide is cheaper, but it can loosen the bowels and isn't absorbed as well. Foods rich in magnesium include dark leafy greens like spinach, pumpkin seeds, nuts, fish, and that dark chocolate everyone loves. Pumpkin seeds are the champions. Just 1 tablespoon already provides a good amount. Avocado is also an excellent source, besides being delicious. But for those who are already deficient, it's often recommended to supplement as well. Experts suggest that adults need between 400 to 420 milligrams per day. Chelated or glycinate magnesium are forms that the body absorbs better. It's a good idea to take it at night because, besides helping with cramps, it also improves sleep. An important tip: if you're going to start taking magnesium, start slowly. A lot of people get excited and take the full dose at once, but that can cause intestinal discomfort. Begin with 100 milligrams daily and slowly increase to the ideal dose. Now let's talk about vitamin D, the sunshine vitamin. Did you know that vitamin D isn't really a vitamin? Actually, it works more like a hormone in our body. And one of the most important things it does is help our muscles work properly. Think of it this way. Each muscle in your leg has little locks, and vitamin D is like a special key that opens those locks. Without enough vitamin D, the muscles are like a locked house. They even have everything they need inside, but they can't use it. Vitamin D is essential for calcium absorption. And here's an interesting detail. When there's a lack of vitamin D, calcium gets lost in the muscle, causing involuntary contractions. It's as if the muscle gets stuck in the contracted position. After the age of 60, our skin produces about 75% less vitamin D than when we were young. Even when we get sunlight, we can't produce enough. That's why so many elderly people feel weakness in their legs and have cramps. And there's a detail that few people know. The vitamin D we produce in our skin or consume in food isn't ready to use. It needs to go through two transformations in our body, one in the liver and another in the kidneys, before it becomes active. That's why problems in the liver or kidneys can affect our levels of active vitamin D. Vitamin D deficiency is more common than you might think. People who work indoors, use a lot of sunscreen, have darker skin, or live in regions with little sunlight are at greater risk. And here in Brazil, even with all this sunshine, many people are deficient because they spend all day in offices or at home. The first signs of deficiency can be subtle. Tiredness that doesn't go away, low mood, especially in winter, bones that hurt for no apparent reason, and of course muscle weakness. Often, these symptoms are attributed to stress or age, but they may simply be due to a lack of vitamin D. The best foods for vitamin D are fatty fish, like salmon and sardines, free-range egg yolks, and liver. Sardines are especially good because in addition to vitamin D, they also have calcium and magnesium. But honestly, it's very hard to get enough just from food. Many experts recommend supplementing with 2,000 to 4,000 international units per day, always together with a meal that has healthy fat because vitamin D needs fat to be absorbed. Avocado, olive oil, nuts, any of these fats help. A valuable tip if you're going to start supplementing with vitamin D, you will. It's a good idea to get your blood levels tested first to know your current levels. Ideally, it should be between 30 and 60 nanograms per milliliter. If it's very low, you might need a higher dose at first to replenish your stores. And last but not least, vitamin B12 is like your body's electrical system. It takes care of the wires that carry messages from your brain to the muscles in your legs. These wires are the nerves, and they have a protective covering, just like the electrical wires in your house. When B12 is lacking, this protective covering starts to wear away. Then, the brain's messages reach the muscles in a confused manner. It's like you tell the muscle to relax, but it understands, contract. Result: cramp and weakness. The interesting thing about B12 is that our body can store a reserve that lasts for years, but when it runs out, it really runs out. And after 50, our stomach produces less acid, which is necessary to extract B12 from food. There's also a special protein called intrinsic factor, which is produced in the stomach and is essential for absorbing B12. As we age, we also produce less of this protein. That's why many elderly people develop a deficiency. Even when eating foods rich in B12, some medications can also interfere with B12 absorption. Metformin, which is widely used for diabetes, can decrease levels over time. Antacids and heartburn medications can also interfere because they reduce stomach acidity. The first signs are usually tingling in the legs, a feeling of jelly-like legs, especially at the end of the day. And then come the cramps. A lot of people attribute this to tiredness or age, but it could simply be a lack of B12. Other symptoms include poor memory, mental confusion, fatigue that doesn't improve with rest, and even depression. That's because B12 doesn't just take care of the nerves in your legs, but your entire nervous system, including your brain. Liver, red meat, fish, eggs, and dairy products are great sources. Beef liver is the absolute champion when it comes to B12. A small portion already provides much more than we need in a day. For those who don't like liver, sardines and salmon are excellent options. For vegetarians, there is B12 in some fortified cereals and nutritional yeast. But often, supplementation is recommended, especially for people over 60 years old. The most effective form is methylcobalamin, which is absorbed directly. Many specialists suggest between 500 to 1,000 micrograms per day. Being water-soluble, the body naturally removes any excess. An interesting way to take B12 is sublingual. You let the tablet dissolve under your tongue. That way, the vitamin is absorbed directly into the bloodstream without passing through the stomach. It's especially useful for people who have absorption problems. Now, let me tell you something interesting about how these three work together. They're like a trio of musicians playing a symphony. Magnesium takes care of the rhythm, contraction, and relaxation at the right time. Vitamin D ensures that the muscle has the strength to play, and B12 makes sure all the notes, that is, the commands from the brain, reach the right place. When one is missing, the music goes out of tune, but when all three are present in the right amount, it's like a perfect orchestra. Your muscles know exactly what to do and when to do it. There's an interesting synergy between them. Vitamin D helps with magnesium absorption. Magnesium is necessary to activate vitamin D in the body. And B12 works together with both to keep the nerves functioning perfectly. A practical tip: if you're going to start supplementing, start slowly, especially with magnesium, which can loosen the bowels. If you overdo it at first, start with half the recommended dose and gradually increase it. And here's a secret that few people know. Taking these nutrients at different times can be more effective. Magnesium at night, vitamin D in the morning with breakfast, and B12 can be taken at any time, but preferably in the morning as well. Magnesium at night makes sense because it relaxes the muscles and improves sleep. Vitamin D in the morning with fat ensures good absorption and doesn't interfere with sleep. And B12 in the morning gives you energy for the day. But pay attention to some extra tips that can enhance the results. Drink enough water is essential. Dehydrated muscles are muscles that cramp more easily. A good rule is to observe the color of your urine. It should always be light, straw-colored. If it's dark yellow, it's a sign that you need to drink more water. And it's not just the amount of water that matters, but also what you drink with it. Drinks with a lot of sugar or caffeine can increase the loss of magnesium. So, if you drink a lot of coffee or soda, you might need more magnesium to make up for it. Gently stretching before going to bed also helps a lot. It doesn't have to be anything complicated. Just sit on the bed and stretch your feet forward, flexing and extending for a few seconds. This helps relax the muscles and prevents nighttime cramps. A simple stretch that works really well. Sitting on the bed, stretch out one leg and try to reach your toes with your hands. Hold for 20 seconds, then do it with the other leg. This stretches the entire back of the leg, where cramps happen most often. Here's something many people don't know. Walking barefoot for a few minutes a day on grass, sand, or even on your floor at home helps strengthen the muscles in your legs. Your feet have thousands of nerve endings that communicate directly with the muscles in your legs. When you walk barefoot, you activate small muscles in your feet that usually stay dormant inside your shoes. These muscles are like the foundation of a house. When they are weak, the entire structure of your leg is compromised. Temperature can also make a difference. Cold muscles contract more easily, which is why many people get more cramps in the winter. Or when you sleep with the air conditioning on too strong. A warm water bottle on your legs before bed can help a lot. Stress is another key factor. When we're tense, our muscles stay contracted and we use up more magnesium. Simple relaxation techniques like deep breathing or a warm bath can make a significant difference. The cool thing is that these changes aren't hard to implement. You don't have to revolutionize your whole life. Small adjustments can add up to make a big difference. Many people start to feel better in the first few weeks. The cramps decrease, climbing stairs becomes easier, and that heavy feeling in your legs goes away. It's like you're getting a piece of your youth back. One important thing, be patient with yourself. Nutritional deficiencies take time to develop and also take time to be corrected. Don't give up if you don't see results in the first week. The body needs time to replenish its stores and repair the damage. And remember to observe your body. You may notice that you sleep better, have more energy during the day, and feel less muscle pain. These are all signs that your levels are improving. If you have any health conditions or take medication, it's always a good idea to talk to your doctor before starting any supplementation. Not because it's dangerous, but because they can adjust the doses according to your specific situation. Remember, your body has an incredible ability to regenerate, no matter your age. It just needs the right tools to work. And these 3 substances are exactly those tools. Try these tips, starting with one at a time if you like. Notice how your body responds, and in a few weeks, you'll be able to share your own experience. If this video was helpful for you, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and share it with someone who could also benefit from this information. See you in the next video.